colors. So I really wanted to thank Sylvia, aka L Bangs, on YouTube. She's literally taught me every single thing I know. I mean, aside from the 4 things that I've learned from experience, from failures in the past. I am in no way a professional, you know, just someone who's been doing their hair. I've been doing my hair since like 8th grade, you know, playing around and seeing what works and what doesn't. So this is the first time I've used, I would say, professional products based on the recommendations from Sylvia's videos. And I could say it's really worth it. And so in this video, you'll see everything that I've used, the mistakes that I made, what I learned along the way, and hopefully you can learn something as well, and that will help you out, you know, with your hair, or just learning from my experience and my mistakes. So enjoy. Thank you so much. So this is the starting point. My natural root color is a dark, dirty blonde. I don't even know if you can really see, except for in that last picture, maybe like a level 6 or a 7 and in that bright light. But basically I had a brown Wella permanent hair color on top months and months ago, which had faded to this. Thankfully it was around the same level as my root color, so it wasn't really noticeable. So here are the products that I used to do this color correction. We have Schwarzkopf BlondMe 20 volume developer. I've used the 20 in the past and it worked fine, so I didn't think I needed the 30. I got this on eBay. Olaplex number 1 and 2. They had it at my local beauty supply store, and I'm not licensed, so I'm lucky to have gotten that. I realized later the 1 was not necessary. You should not be using that with Schwarzkopf. Then we have Redken Shades EQ processing solution, along with Redken Shades EQ 07NA, 08N for my roots and for like the blending, the smudge, and then we have 09 NA for the rest of the head. That was the plan. Random supplies, measuring cup, technically. And we have my squeeze bottle, which I was planning on using for the rest of the head. I have 2 bowls here, which I had to rinse multiple times. I did not end up using the paddle, and then I did buy Framar foils, but they didn't come in time, so I had to get these instead from a local store. So I bought 3 different toners from Redken Shades EQ. We have the 07 NA Pewter, 08 N Mojave, and then 09 NA Mist. The 7 and the 8 were basically because I wasn't sure if my hair would end up a 7 or an 8, so I was like, okay, we'll get somewhere in between. Excuse me, this was supposed to blend out the areas of the bleach where the bleach hits my roots, and I was hoping that if I messed up, you know, and I was a little sloppy with that bleach, that it would help blend it in and help it, you know, look a little more blended as like a root smudge. And then the 0 means zero lift, the N means neutral, and the A means ash. So I wanted to do a little bit of ash with the neutral. That ash, the blue in the ash, will neutralize the orange in the bleach in case my hair did not lift as I wanted to. And then the N is like to bring a little warmth just in case there's too much ash. You don't want to end up with like green or, you know, blue or whatever hair. The N is what was supposed to be an all over. So my Olaplex, I bought this at my beauty supply store locally, and they did let me buy it. I mean, they didn't ask for a license, so I don't really know what's up with that, but I'm really thankful I was able to get it. The number 1 is supposed to be added to your lightener or your hair color. It strengthens the bonds or creates bonds or whatever. It's supposed to strengthen your hair so that when you color it or bleach it, it's actually healing it and not really damaging it. But then I read after I bought this that you're not supposed to add this to the BlondMe Schwarzkopf because it already has bonding agents in it. So I did not, because I didn't want to mess anything up. The number 2 you're supposed to use after you rinse your bleach or your hair color. After you wash out that bleach, you basically let it sit and then for 10 minutes, and then you rinse that out and your hair comes out like buttery soft. I did use it and it was awesome. The only thing, I did do it at the wrong time, so I'll explain that in a little bit. Here we have my sectioning, really poor job, but I made sure everything was tight and out of the way. I was going to start at the front because of bleach. I wanted the most light up front. I didn't want to risk screwing up this, you know, this lifting, screwing up and not being high enough and ending up with like darker front than a back, so I started at the front. I actually started around here, which is why this area is literally like white. You can see I basically teased every single section that I did. There wasn't an area that I did not tease because I really wanted extra, you know, blending when that teasing goes down, that it creates a nice soft, you know, blend. There was a little issues with in a few spots with like banding, or I don't know what it's called, the spotting, where I had a spot of bleach like hit the layer underneath on my root, and then I thankfully caught it in time and was able to, like, you know, add a little more to blend it out. But any single spot that bleach touches, your hair is going to, you know, bleach, so you don't want to look like a cheetah. So just please be careful, I guess, of wherever that bleach is touching. I use foils. I'm not good with foils. I'm better at like going like this and, you know, painting on the hair, because you can see all those little spots exactly where your brush is going. I'm clumsy with this, you know, it's the back of my head, the side of my head. I wasn't great with these foils, but I still use them anyway. And it did protect the layers underneath so that there's not just bleach sitting everywhere. You can see on the right, that's what the BlondMe looks like. That's the lightener, and then the developer comes in like a nice bottle with the squeeze on top. I believe it says to do, the ratio is like 1 to 1.5 to 1 to 2.5, so you want it like a nice creaminess. It does dry out pretty quick because it's like powder and the bleach, and for whatever reason. So I added like a little bit more developer. It was fine. It's not runny at all. It creates like a really nice paste. But yeah, so I started at the front of my head, but I only did the front section of my head because I was scared that if I did the back and then I let the front sit too long, that it was gonna, you know, it's gonna really damage my hair or whatever. Don't really know if it made a difference, but I did the whole front section and then I rinsed that out. And then I shampooed it, because you have to shampoo out the bleach. So that's how the front section went. Now this is what it looked like when my hair was, you know, up in foils and everything. And then this is what it looked like when I rinsed it. So you can already see the problem, that the top of the hair, like maybe an inch or two, bleached and lifted better than the bottom half, and that's probably because the sections were too thick and the lightener wasn't fully, you know, sitting nicely on the bottom. It could also be because my roots may have gone a little further down than I expected, maybe like a full 2.5 inches. So probably the bleach that touched my roots, my natural virgin hair, colored and lifted way better than the rest. So this was definitely not a good sign, because the top of the hair was lighter. It wasn't super drastic, but it was a little bit to be like, ugh, that might be a problem. And honestly, I would say it looks a little darker than what it looked like in person. It wasn't this orange. Here's the hair in the light. Okay, maybe it was pretty orange. So looking back, the way I could have done this better, thinner slices. So all of the hair would have bleached nicer, I think, left it on for longer. Really was able to control that bleach. I think that would have helped this lightening a little bit better. What I did try to do was I alternated sections in terms of like how I did the technique. So like I tried to leave a slice of my natural hair, or I tried to make a slice underneath where I started lower down instead of like all the way up at the root. Didn't really work out that well, because the spots that I started lower, that contrast was just so much that if my technique wasn't smooth, it really just looked like bad. So I think I would have preferred to go, see how high I went up here? I think I would have preferred to go higher all the way through and through, instead of trying to blend out something that looks like this. Moving on, I did the back of my head. This is what the back looked like as you were processing. I've seen the tip to go like this with the hair to actually see what it looks like, because if you look through the lightener, you can see the actual color. Looks decent-ish, but that's not like the banana peel color we're going for. This is what it looked like after rinsing out. There you can see that little white streak that just straight up bleached like crazy. But that, again, that was the thinnest area I did. This is the hair dried after I let the Olaplex, so I rinsed the hair, I shampooed it because you're supposed to shampoo at the bleach. Then I put the Olaplex on for 10 minutes, which I realized after I wasn't supposed to do because I still had to tone the hair. So honestly, it didn't matter. I still rinsed it out completely, still shampooed it out completely. So I technically just like, I guess, I don't know if it's wasted, but you know, I should have waited. This is after rinsing the bleach, doing the light shampoo, letting the Olaplex sit for 10 minutes, rinsing again, then a light shampoo. But see, I wasn't supposed to do the Olaplex yet because I hadn't toned my hair yet. So I didn't screw anything up, but I made sure to rinse the Olaplex really well because I was like, shoot, I wasn't supposed to do this yet. Here's a little more of the back. You can see, you know, I wanted it as a nice like blend, but it seems like there's too much dark back there, and I went too low on the bleach. I didn't go high enough. So this is what the hair looked like, almost dry. It's still a little wet. You can see on those brown spots in the back. Like, I tried to do a blend, but obviously my angles weren't right because you can see that it goes down like way too quickly, and that some of the under layers, it's like painful to look at, honestly. But the front came out decent. You know, the front came out okay. And overall I didn't have any major issues. When I put that top section down, I could see that the back was like kind of blended, but there was still too much brown. Like, I should have just gone straight back. You could probably see it here. So I ended off the night with a toning session, and I thought I would be done, and it looked much better than it had before, but I still wasn't happy because I was looking at the back, and as you can see in those middle pictures, it's just really dark going down the back. Like, it's not a very nice gradient, and there's too many parts underneath that are kind of just ridiculously contrasted, so I wasn't happy with it. Like, I let it dry, I went to bed, but in the morning I decided to tone it again. I was actually gonna bleach again to like make the bleach go higher, but then I was like, I don't know if this is a good idea. So instead I took the toning route to try to darken up some of those harsh lines where the bleach hit the bottom part. What I ended up with was all these final pictures, and I'm actually really happy with it. It does look different than what I look like right now, but I think it's fluorescent light versus sunlight, and you know, whatever, because most of these are taken in sunlight. It was really cool to see it darken up, but honestly, when the toner was on, I was scared that it was, you know, like going too dark or too, you know, ashy or whatever. But I just wanted to remind myself the bleach was very, you know, orangey yellow, so I should really not have been scared of too much ash. But I kept it on for probably like 20-25 minutes in total from when I started. I, you know, say the bleach hit here, I made the dark root toner part go all the way down here. I made it go even further down. From up here, I did a root smudge. I went all the way probably up to here with that root smudge. Then once I covered most of the areas where the bleach hit the other darker color, then I went in with the lighter color and did an all over, but instead of the bottle, I painted it on, and I did sections like this. So I went like this, and then I went like this, and I made sure it was fully saturated. Then I would like put it aside, and then I would grab the next section. So the entire head got fully toned again, but this time I left it on for longer, and I used less of the 9, and I used more of the like the 8. Thanks for joining me on this video. I really hope you learned something, or maybe it answers some questions, because I know, you know, seeing what other people do and how their results came out can help you, you know, get a better result for your own hair when you're doing yours. Just ask any questions in the comments if you have any, and thank you for watching. If you stopped by, thank you again to Sylvia for posting all her videos and being such a great, you know, teacher in her videos, to be able to explain in a way that's understandable, because I don't think I would have been able to know how to do any of this without her. But yeah, thank you guys so much. Appreciate it.